Afternoon. We hold that universities have a special relationship with their students and a duty to protect them from foreseeable violence during curricular activities. We use the term college and university interchangeably to refer to all schools that provide post-secondary education. Considering the unique features of the college environment, we conclude post-secondary schools have a special relationship with students while they are engaged in activities that are part of the school's curriculum or closely related to the delivery of educational services. The school's duty is to take reasonable steps to protect students when it becomes aware of a foreseeable threat to their safety. The reasonableness of the school's actions in response to a potential threat is a question of fact. Reasonable care will vary in each case. Brian Panish, Deborah Chang, and their team changed the law in California for every student in every college and university. The CSU system with 23 campuses and 481,000 students, the UC system with 10 campuses, 280,000 students, the community colleges, 116 campuses, 2.1 million students, all the private colleges and universities, 83 of them, with another 261,000 students. They expanded protection for 3.1 million Californians, a number bigger than 20 US states. And they did it on a case that took 10 years. Miss Rosen was attacked in her biochem lab at UCLA by a schizophrenic student in her class that UCLA had notice of for a full year. While she was doing her lab work, he stabbed her. Brian, Debbie, and their team brought this case, went from the trial court to the second DCA, who threw the case out, to the California Supreme Court, where they convinced probably the most conservative justice on that court, Carol Corrigan, to author a unanimous court opinion establishing this duty, a duty unlike other duties relating to harm caused by people who commit crimes, because it did not and does not require any kind of prior activity or prior notice, established a duty of reasonable care, made it fact dependent, to make it nearly impossible to get rid of on summary judgment against the defendant, the state of California, who is, in my humble opinion, more protected by our appellate courts than any other defendant. 10 years, 3 trips to the appellate court. The case ultimately resolves by way of settlement. And so now we ask this question: what are you supposed to be measuring? What are you supposed to be valuing? What are we supposed to be encouraging as an organization when we give these awards? I think we're supposed to be encouraging people who make their community safer, who expand responsibility to hold wrongdoers accountable, who protect people who are vulnerable, and encourage members of our association to take risks, 10 years worth of risks. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." That's what Brian and Debbie did. A leader is someone who demonstrates what's possible. That's what they did here. They demonstrated what is possible for a case that a lot of people would have given up on. This case meets all the qualifications, but there are 2 elephants in the room, and I think they need to be identified, and I'm going to call them out. And the first is, and Brian Panish, there's plenty of people say, oh, well, you know, he has plenty of awards, and he is the record holder for runner-up of not getting this award. And I think you need to look at this award like a blind wine tasting. This is about the nature of the work, the result achieved, the number of people protected. The second elephant in the room is, oh, well, Debbie's going to be the president this year, and, you know, isn't that enough for her? We don't have to give her an award. I don't think this has anything to do with that. And when that kind of attitude bleeds into this, you know, we are basically punishing success. We are punishing courage. We are punishing initiative. We are punishing risk-taking. When our members take these kinds of cases and work for 10 years and get this kind of a result, a rising tide lifts all boats. There's 2 ways to have the tallest building in the town. One is to tear down everybody else's building, and the other is to build the biggest building yourself. And that's what Brian and Debbie did here. There are phenomenal results by all the other candidates. I would under no circumstances question the courage, the skill of others. But I would ask you to focus on what is the total number of people that are protected here? What is the scope of the duty? And it's not a narrow duty. It's going to protect 3 million people every year. What is it we want to honor? What is it we want to hold up as an example? We want to hold up initiative. We want to hold up courage. We want to hold up risk-taking. We want to hold up as an example those people who go out of their way and spend 10 years of their money and their time and their talent to do better for the people of this state. Thanks.